The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, I did spell lunch right, and future. Yesterday, Friday afternoon, June 4th, 1982, the San Francisco Giants and Chicago Cubs started a three-game set at Wrigley Field. The Giants are struggling to even play around 500. The Cubs, the darlings of the National League East, they're hanging in with the Montreal Expos, but the Giants pull off an 8-4 win under the friendly confines of Wrigley Field, starting in the first with a two-run shot by Reggie Smith. That was his 8th of the year. The Giants jumped up 2-0. After the Cubs loaded the bases in the second and couldn't score, Reggie Smith struck again. A two-run shot again after Chili Davis singled home Joe Morgan, and it was 5-0 San Francisco. Then back came the Cubs. In the bottom of the third, they sent 7 to the plate. Leon Durham, with the fielder's choice, got the Cubbies on the board. Larry Boa scored Durham to make it 5-2. The Cubbies got to within 5-3 on a Larry Boa single in the 5th, but the Giants sent Ferguson Jenkins to the shower in the 7th. Jim Wolford, Chili Davis, and Reggie Smith all drove in runs en route to an 8-4 win. Reggie Smith, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. The Giants are 26-27. The Cubs are 30-22, and they'll face each other next as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball 1982, the lunchtime replay from Saturday, June 5th. It's the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs. Why, hi everybody, I'm Ron Juckett. Hope your Thursday is going quite well. These two teams are kind of in limbo right now. To change screens beforehand. The Cubs sit within 4.5 of the Montreal Expos. The Expos are not a surprise to be on top of the National League East after all. They did make the playoffs in 1981, all that in that weird split season format. The Cubs have overachieved like you wouldn't believe. They're a half game above the Phillies, 2.5 above Pittsburgh, and three full games over St. Louis. In the battle for the National League East, the Mets aren't going anywhere. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are 32-20, have the second best record of the National League, and the Giants sit 6.5, with Atlanta at 5.5 games back in between them. So it's no longer early. These games mean something, and the better you can do now to get within the race, it's easier now than it's going to be in about a month. So in a moment, it'll be the Cubs and the Giants from Wrigley Field. And so it's Rich Gale for the Giants and Doug Bird for the Cubs.
Play ball!
On a nice day at Wrigley Field, the wind is not much of a factor. 74 degrees as the Cubs. What those replay boards are doing there, I have no idea. Someone must have put those in overnight. Oh. And so it's Doug Bird, as I said, against Rich Gale in this battle of former Kansas City Royal pitchers. Oops, it's a little too high. How you doing, DJ John and Al, Red Sox fan and Tribe fan? It's too cold for baseball. No, it's not, Dave. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Some odd to 74 degrees here in Chicago, June 5th. Just a gorgeous day. So here's Doug Bird. Doug is 4-3 on the year with a 4.85 ERA. He's making his 12th start. He's thrown 65 innings, allowed 84 hits. His last start was against the Padres on May 31st, on Monday. 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. But note what San Francisco did to him 10 days before that. They racked him 12 hits over 5 1/3, including 5 earned runs for a win. And if you look at the real life numbers for Bird, it's not much better. 9-14 with a 5.14 ERA. So warm up and enjoy. And that's not too warm here. Alexa, what's the temperature? Alexa, what is the temperature?
Right now, it's 15 degrees. Tonight, expect a low of 9 degrees.
Bathing suit weather, people here in Burlington. Bathing suit weather. All right. So thank you, Alexa. All right, so the lineup that Doug Bird will face. Joe Morgan will lead off and play second for the Giants. Jim Wolford will bat second and play left field. Chili Davis is in center for San Francisco. He'll hit third. Reggie Smith, the first baseman, former Dodger, Red Sox, and Cardinal great, will clean up. Jack Clark is in right field for San Fran. He'll bat fifth. O'Malley on the Giants. That's kind of like, having Yankees play for the Red Sox. He'll play third and bat sixth. Bob Brenly behind the plate will bat seventh. Johnny LeMaster will be a hole at the 8th spot. He can play shortstop, and Rich Gale is on the mound. Defensively for the Cubs, it's Jay Johnstone in left. He's a 4 and a 9. Gary Woods in center, a 6 and 6. And Leon Durham, a 4 and 9 in right. Junior Kennedy is at third today. He's a 2. Larry Boa, a 7 and short. Buck Wills is a 5 at second. Bill Buckner, a 7 at first. No Ryan Sandberg to start. Keith Moreland is a 5 and a 2. Keith Moreland is your catcher. Wow, he's a 5 and a 2. So no Jody Davis against the lefty Gale. And so let's see if I missed anything. Too wet for baseball in Southern California. We're talking about Dave's new car. Joe Morgan at 253, a homer and 11 RBI. Bird is ready. Bird is the word. And so is Morgan. Shoulders going back and forth. Here's the pitch from Bird, and there's a base hit in the left field. Johnstone picks it up on a hop. Gale must be a left. No, there's 3 lefties in the middle of that Chicago lineup. So Morgan is on first with a single, and that'll bring up Jim Wolford, 352. Overachieving a great deal. 2 homers and 14 RBI. Pitch to Wolford is the ball, and Morgan goes down and steals second. Actually, it was a strike, so it's 2-1 to Wolford. And Morgan is on second with his 7th stolen base of the year. So, ideal start for the Giants. Pitch to Wolford. There's a little liner right to Kennedy, and he makes the catch for the first out. Brings up Chili Davis. Chili looks so happy in this picture, doesn't he? Get this camera out of him. He's a 284, 5 homers and 25 RBI. Pitch to Davis is a little looper to Wills, and he makes the catch. 2 out. Reggie Smith. Reggie at 289, 9 homers and 24 RBI, and the computer pegs him to hit him 361 in this at-bat. There's a better chance to homer than strike out. Let's see if the computer's right or not. Runner on second, top to first. Just the start of things here. Got him! How about that? A 2-2 pitch on the outside corner, and Reggie didn't know what to do with it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played half an inning here in Chicago. The Giants get nothing. The Cubs are coming up. And so, no, Rich Gale is a righty, wearing some gaudy orange thing here. You know what? I don't miss the softball era in baseball uniform. Gale is 2-7 on the year with a 5.26 ERA. In 63 1/3 innings, he's allowed 79 hits and a home run. This is his 12th start of the year. He has not started against the Cubs. His last appearance was a start, of course, against the Pittsburgh Pirates, where he went 6 innings, 5 hits, allowed 3 runs, all earned, walked 4 and struck out 5, which now gives him 25 walks and 41 strikeouts on the year. And he got the win, 2-7. Seth, how you doing? Softball era for uniforms? Oh yeah, double knit stuff and multiple colors. Kind of like the garbage uniforms the NBA wears now. So Bump Wills will lead us off for Chicago. Larry Bowen will bat second. You can see Andrew's excited about this book. We'll have him at 5:15 this afternoon. Bill Buckner will bat third and play first. Leon Durham in right will clean up. Keith Moreland is catching. Yep, he's a catcher. Jay Johnstone in left will hit sixth. Gary Woods will bat seventh. Junior Kennedy will hit eighth. And Bird, who threw 24 pitches, will bat ninth. Defensively around Gale, this is hard to read. Wolford is a 5-2 in left. Chili Davis is 6-8 in center. Jack Clark is 6-8 in right. Yeah, kind of similar to that, Seth, yeah. O'Malley is a 5 at third. LeMaster a 5 at short. Joe Morgan a 6 at second. Reggie Smith a 5 at first. That is the very definition of an average defense. And Bob Brentley is a 4 and 6 behind the plate. Bump Wills is at 254, 2 homers and 15 RBI. And he draws ball 4. That's the start the Cubs want, because Wills has speed, but not going to go here. Here's Larry Boa. It's breakfast time in California. My buddy, who I'm going to have on today, is in California now, too. Larry's at 305 at 29 RBI. He's actually matched his real-life RBI total at about 40% of the at-bats. And he's sitting on a 9-game hitting streak. Here's the pitch, fly ball to left. Wolford goes back and makes the catch. So 1 out, Wills on second. And I'm going to talk to my buddy here for a sec. So hold on. All right. So Buckner at 332, 5 homers and 32 RBI. Gale has a good hold on Wills, and so Bump's not going anywhere. Pitch to Bill. Ground ball is short. LeMaster might get 2 here. Morgan for 1. Over to Smith. And they got him. Wills took him up. Hold on. I need a... trying to chat with me as I'm trying to stream here. That doesn't quite work all the way through. Please bear with me. It'll be Clark O'Malley. I'm kind of curious who this O'Malley is. Oops. It'll be Clark O'Malley. I'm kind of curious who this O'Malley is. Oops. And Brentley due up. Clark hit 278, 11 homers and 30 RBI. Bird had a messy first, 24 pitches, but there's no score. Here's the pitch to Clark. Ground ball right back to Bird, over to Buckner for the out. That's what Chicago wants to see. They're talking about the modern baseball season. Tom O'Malley, 231, no homers and 5 RBI. I don't imagine any relation to Pete or Walter. Pitch from Bird is a little liner up the middle. That's a base hit. O'Malley reaches on a single, drops in front of Woods. And that'll bring up Bob Brentley, who's at 261, a homer and 3 RBI. So, runner on first, 1 out, top the second. Second hit for the Giants. And there's a liner right to Boa. O'Malley stays glued to first, and there's 2 outs. So Bird will take that, and here's the offensive hole that is Johnny LeMaster. 231 with 11 RBI on the year. That's actually an improvement over his real-life numbers. Bird's pitch, and there's a fly ball to left center. Woods is there, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played an inning and a half at Wrigley. It's San Francisco, nothing. The Cubs, nothing. Leon Durham, Keith Moreland, and Jay Johnstone will bat here in the second. Leon at 337. A homer, 11 homers, wow, and 34 RBI. One of the reasons why the Cubs are off to a 30-22 start. We'll put these up for a moment. I should have done that before I went off to the other screen. You can see the Cubs have won 8 out of 10. They're 4.5 behind Montreal, who've lost their last 2. San Francisco has won their last 2, but they can't gain any ground on the on the Dodgers. And Atlanta has pulled 1 game ahead of San Francisco. And the American League, Detroit has dropped 5 in a row. They're now 1-9, and Baltimore and Milwaukee are now red hot. Guess who you will see next week? Baltimore and Milwaukee from County Stadium, St. Louis and Montreal from Olympic Stadium, and I forgot the Saturday game already, but that's the 2 Wednesday games for you. Order to be determined. And California, the White Sox are on fire. They're climbing to within a game and a half of the Angels. Toronto's still hanging in there too at 3 back. But Milwaukee needed that little run. So Durham at 337. I told you that, right? Pitch to Durham. There's a ground ball to LeMaster over the skip 1 out. Here's Keith Moreland at 274, 9 homers and 33 RBI. And there's the pitch, a little liner to LeMaster for the out. So 2 quick outs, and Gale will take that. Gale is a better pitcher than his 2-7 record indicates. Jay Johnstone has only had 1 at-bat in this replay. So on the real year, 249, 10 homers, and 43 RBI for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to center. Davis goes back and turns and watches it go. So the Cubbies get out in front 1-0 on the home run to Jay Johnstone. How about that? Let's watch it again. Davis kind of left it over the plate. Davis, I thought he was going to go further back, but that was hammered. And the Cubs fans drinking the old styles realize it was them, and they don't throw that ball back on the field. So 1-0 Chicago. And that'll bring up Gary Woods. Gary at 263, no homers and 8 RBI. Don't forget, special edition of the Ron Juckett Show today at 5:15 Eastern Time, 2:15 Pacific. Andrew Martin, baseball author, will join me to talk about his new book, or his 2 new books, on baseball history. That's at 5:15 right here on Retro Sports Network. Gary Woods is at 263 with 8 RBI. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Morgan over to Reggie Smith, and that will retire the side. So the home run puts the Chicago Cubs on the board here in the second. A run on a hit and no errors. And that will be after 2. It's the Cubs 1, the Giants nothing. And up comes Rich Gale, who is 1 for 19 on the year. Such a typical American League pitching hitter, even though we know the Giants are in the National League. Bird delivers, and Gale strikes out. He swung on a 1-2 breaking ball, and that's the second strikeout for Bird. So through 9 hitters, Bird at 39 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. Joe Morgan singled and stole second his first time up. Pitch to Morgan, fly ball to center. Woods goes back and makes the catch. See that. So Jim Wolford at the plate, he's 0 for 1. As I said, we got an exciting week for you next week. St. Louis, Montreal, California, Milwaukee, Lomlina, and that game being the primetime game next Wednesday night, 7 Eastern. And a good game on Saturday, too. But those are the two big ones. Wolford's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Kennedy. Over to Buckner, and that retires the side. Thanks, Combat Painter, for checking in. Appreciate it, buddy. MP Fox. How you doing? A little warmer for MP down in Florida than it is up here. It'll be Junior Kennedy, Doug Bird, and Bump Wills here in the bottom of the third inning. Junior's at 230, 2 homers and 6 RBI. 1-0 Cubs on the solo shot by Jay Johnstone in the second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Reggie Smith. Takes it to the bag himself. 1 out. So Doug Bird can hit 5 for 25 on the year with a double and 2 RBI. Gale's ready. Got him. He got an 0-2 pitch on the inside corner for strike 3, and that's 2 outs. So Gale, despite the home run, has pitched very well. 2 2/3 innings, 9 batters, 34 hits. The lone hit was a Johnston homer. We tried to make it exciting, DJ John. He also has a walk and a strikeout. The walk being Bump Wills, who's still sitting on a walk. No, I don't think he's the one on a hitting streak. Pitch from Gale. Ground ball is short. LeMaster to Smith. And that retires the side. So the Cubs go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, Chicago 1, San Francisco nothing. Chili Davis still looks like he doesn't get that camera out of here, look. He's 0 for 1. Bird doing well. Pitch to Davis. Fly ball shallow right. Durham comes in and gets the catch. Buckner almost had that. 1 out for Reggie Smith, who struck out his first time up. Bird delivers. Got him! He swung on and tipped it right into Moreland's glove on a 1-2 pitch. He was looking fastball, and Doug Bird gave him something that would be best described as a screwball. 70 miles an hour on the radar gun, and he goes back to the dugout and shaking his head. And here's Jack Clark. Clark is 0 for 1. 277, 11 homers, and 30 RBI. I don't remember reading that the first time through. Pitch to Clark, fly ball, right center field. Back goes Durham to the track, and he makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's a good day on the north side. After 3.5, Cubs won. And the Giants, nothing. It'll be Boa, Buckner, and Durham for the Cubs in the bottom of the 4th. The reason why, there's too many free agents that were up to too long, DJ John. So Boa's 0 for 1. Gale is ready. He starts the 4th with a walk. So Boa's on a 9-game winning streak. He'll take the walk. Why is this going so slow? And Brenly, was he thrown out? Oh my goodness gracious. Yep, Brenly got in the face of the umpire, Jose Feliciano, on a 3-1 count. Said his mother owned stock in the Army Boot Company, and Jose rang him up. Bob Brenly's been tossed, and Milt May was now the catcher. Wow, wow, wow. Honestly, it wasn't that close of a pitch. Let's go back and watch it. And Brenly just got right up there and said the magic word of Army boots and Coke bottles, and Feliciano said, "Go take a shower, you smell bad and dress funny." So that brings up Billy Buckner, who is 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play his first time up. Boa with a huge lead off at first. He's just going to take second. So he gets his 8th steal. May doesn't even have still adjusting his stuff. And Boa had a 94% chance of stealing the base. He's a 6 and a 5 behind the plate, Milt May. And the Cubs have a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Pitch from Gale, fly ball to center. Davis has it. Boa goes back to tag. He goes to third, and he's in there. It says in the play-by-play that Davis won't even make a throw, but that appeared to be a throw to me. But what do I know? So Leon Durham is up. Leon is 0 for 1. Cubs have a runner on third and 1 out. And, you know, I suppose it's now June. You can kind of make some conjectures here, but we really are starting to look at a miracle here on the north side. Neil won't pitch to Durham. He says, go take first base. And Leon says, okay. So they're going to pitch to Moreland with runners on the corners and 1 out here in the 4th. That's an early time to do that. Moreland is 0 for 1. I sound like Cousin Brucey all of a sudden. See if it pays off. Fly ball to center. Back goes Davis. On the track will make the catch. Boa tags from third. And so it's 2-0. Chicago on the sac fly. And now you got Jake Johnstone, who homered in his first at-bat, in the second. Pitch from Gale. There's a ground ball right back to Rich. Over to Smith, and that retires the side. But the Cubs get a run on no hits, no errors, and the Giants lose their catcher after 4. It is Chicago now 2-0. So O'Malley, Milt May, and Johnny LeMaster. O'Malley singled his first time up. Bird gets another run here as we start the 5th. Here's the pitch. And O'Malley sends that one in the right. Durham is there, 1 out. Milt May at 254, 6 homers and 24 RBI. Was expecting the day off. But Bob Brenly got into it, and with the umpire behind the plate on a 3-1 pitch, and found himself enjoying a nice frosty cold drink. This is not a windy day here at Wrigley. 2 miles an hour left to right, 75 degrees. Pitch to May is a fly ball to right. Durham has it lined up, and he's got it. LeMaster's at the plate. Johnny's 0 for 1. Durham has caught 5 fly balls out there. Pitch from Bird. LeMaster sends that one into center field for a base hit. Larry Boa got a late jump on it and knock it down. So that brings up Rich Gale with 2 out. Gale struck out his first time up. And I put you all to sleep in the chat. Gale, fly ball, deep left field and gone. How about that? So Rich Gale is his own best friend, and he ties the game with a 2-run shot into left center. And that ball finds its way back onto the field. And it silences the crowd for sure. Of course, that's Rich's first home run of the year. Let's watch it again. No question about that. He put that well up in the bleachers. And you can hear the Giants just kind of celebrating in the dugout. That said 376. That was about 420 out there. So Doug Bird threw 18 batters, was throwing a shutout until just a moment ago. He's allowed 4 hits in 4 2/3 innings. The home run to Gale and has struck out 3. So it's 2-2, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Morgan is 1 for 2. He has singled and stole a base. Bird delivers, and there's a fly ball in the right. Back goes Durham, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So a 2-run shot for Rich Gale of all people. And I can hear the no DH faction of the baseball world cheering on that one. San Francisco 2, Chicago 2. And I'll take a moment here halfway through the ball game to remind you that my dear friend Andrew Martin will join us at 5:15 today on this very channel to talk about his 2 new ebooks. Yep, he popped out another one last night, specifically on the trials and tribulations of Rogers Hornsby. But Andrew and I have known each other a long time, and I've tried to get him on to shows before, and now he's got a reason to do it. So Andrew Martin joins me at 5:15. If you can't watch it live, of course, it'll be on demand. But take your ride home with us at 5:15 Eastern, 2:15 for those of you people on the West Coast, right here on Retro Sports Network. All right, I got to take a drink because Gary Wood steps up. Gary's 0 for 1. Rich Gale, the batter, has helped Rich Gale, the pitcher. Wood struck him out. A 2-2 pitch right down Broadway, and Luke stared at it like a barn at the side of the road. And that'll bring up Junior Kennedy. Junior's 0 for 1. 2-2 the score. The Giants and the Cubs here at Wrigley on a Saturday afternoon, June 5th, 1982. I bet if I thought long and hard enough, I bet I knew what I was doing on this day. Or at least the day before, because on that Friday would have been my mother's 30th birthday. Kennedy slaps that one to O'Malley at third, over to Smith for the out. So 2 quick outs. Bob, of course, is still with us, but she hasn't been 30 in a long time. Doug Bird is the batter, but Doug's not going to homer here. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Gale pitching quite well. Got him! He swung on and missed. May dropped it and then just tagged Bird for the out. Bird didn't realize that that the ball had been dropped. And down go the Cubs here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5 in the books. San Francisco and Chicago are knotted at 2. So it'll be Jim Wolford, Chili Davis, and Reggie Smith for the Giants here in the 6th. Wolford is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Bird. Fly ball, shallow center. Woods comes in, rides his bike, and makes the catch. How you doing, B-Sky Howard? Speaking of West Coast people, Chili Davis is 0 for 2. Doug Bird has pitched. Both pitchers have pitched well with 1 out here in the 6th. A 2-2 tie. Rich Gale hit a 2-run homer for the Giants to tie the game in the top of the 5th. Pitch from to Davis, struck him out. He got him on a swing on an 0-2 Scroogey, and Moreland hung on. So 2 out for Reggie Smith, who has struck out both times up. The last time on something that resembled a knuckle curve. Bird has struck out 4. Popped up left side. Kennedy makes the catch. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 5.5 in the books. It's the Giants and Cubs knotted at 2. And so as Rich Gale starts his 3rd trek through the Cubby lineup, he's thrown 73 pitches to 18 batters, 5 innings, 1 hit. The home run by Jay Johnstone, of all people. He has walked 3, including Bump Wills once, and struck out 3. Bump is 0 for 1 with a walk. Gale's pitch. Got him! He swung on and missed an 0-2 fastball, and there's 1 out. Brings up Larry Boa, who's still sitting on a 9-game hitting streak. Walked, stole a base, and scored for the Cubs in the 4th. Pitch from Gale. There's a base hit in the left. Goes all the way in the corner. Boa's going for 3, and he's going to get a stand-up triple. So that extends his hitting streak to 10 games. That got kind of caught or deadened in the ivy, and Wolford had to go back and pick it up. And Boa has good speed and is standing on 3rd base. 1 out for Billy Buckner, who's 0 for 2. So Gale has to be careful here. The Giants are playing back. Pitch to Buckner. Ground ball to Smith. Boa's going to score easily. Smith will take the shore out at first, and it's now 3-2 Chicago. So both the hits today have brought runs for Chicago. Here's Leon Durham, 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the 6th. Leon is 0 for 1 with a walk. Ball 4. So Durham walks. That's the 4th walk for Gale. And now bring up Keith Moreland, who's sitting on a 13-game hitting streak. Line to short, and then had that sac fly in the 4th to make it 2-0 Chicago at the time. Pitch from Gale, and that's a ground ball to Morgan. Over to Smith. Morgan had a long throw, and they got him. So the go-ahead run and 1 hit on no error. After 6, it's the Cubs 3, the Giants 2. Clark, O'Malley, and May do up for San Francisco here in the 7th. Both parks have baseball demos makes the controversial saying here. Controversial not being bad in this case. No offense to Fenway, but Wrigley Field is the cathedral of baseball. The changes they've made to Wrigley, and this is modern really that you're seeing here with the boards and that, I think look much better to the ballpark as a whole as of what they did to Fenway. Now they had to make those changes to Fenway because Fenway was old, needed it, and they've guaranteed at least another generation out of the park. But this, outside of those replay boards, which baseball you gotta have now, looks so much more natural. You go back and look at a picture of Fenway. Did I tell you Jack Clark was 0 for 2? From 1976 or so. And there's nothing on the roof except for light towers. And now Fenway's pretty much turned into an oversized ballpark. There. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Mr. Al, Red Sox fan, is finding the caning pouch for that. Pitch to Clark. It's a ground ball to Kennedy at 3rd. Long throw to Buckner. Clark motoring down the line, and he beat it out. So that's the 5th hit for San Francisco. And that brings up Tom O'Malley, who's 1 for 2. And that's a ground ball to Wills. They should get 2. Boa for 1. And nope, they're not going to even throw. So O'Malley was motoring down to 1st, and there's 1 out for Milt May. You could probably, before they tore down the old place in the Bronx, make the case because of so many Octobers played there that Yankee Stadium was the cathedral of baseball. I think of the modern parks, San Francisco and Pittsburgh have done it right. Although, except for the fact that the press box is 90 stories above the field. I like that park in Washington. Milt May is 0 for 1. Everyone's kind of passed out in the chat from that one. Pitch from Bird. O'Malley goes. Throw down to Boa. Gets into center field. And O'Malley, who only had a 37% chance of taking second base, winds up on 3rd with 1 out. So Moreland, who does not have a good arm, threw that one right away. It skipped past Boa on the dirt, and O'Malley goes right to 3rd. Tall grass in Wrigley prevents a lot of double plays. That's true. You're the one that was talking about last night. How you doing, ID? About loving the AstroTurf fields, right? Wasn't that you? Cubby's got to play in. 0-1 count to May, who's 0 for 1. Pitch from Bird. There's going to be a little looper that's going to drop into left center field. O'Malley will score, and the Giants have tied this game at 3. Turf gets many double plays. And yeah, you can't really argue that, hello again, MP, that Camden is just a gorgeous park. It really is. And Wrigley is the cathedral of actually parks. You know, Dodger Stadium is looking pretty good for 60-some-odd years old, too. Johnny LeMaster is 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 5th. We got ourselves a 3-3 game here in the top of the 7th inning. And Gerald Evans is going to pinch hit. So Evans, at 244, 10 homers and 27 RBI. But look at the prediction stats. A 323 batting average here. And a 38% chance he reaches. From Wrigley? Which stadium is that? Is it Pigpen? Oh, okay. Pitch to Evans. Is a fly ball to right. Back goes Durham in the corner. He makes the catch. A fantastic diving catch against the track. And there's 2 out for Rich Gale. Now what will it do with Gale? Gale homered in his last at-bat. That was a tying shot here in the 5th from Wrigley. Okay. Oakland's right up there with Tampa, but those are 2 bad parts. And Miami, ugh. So Dwayne Kuiper is going to pinch hit for Gale. So a good game from Gale, but unless they do something here, it's going to be a no decision. Kuiper is at .316 with 4 RBI. Pitch to Dwayne is a liner right to Kennedy at third. And so Gary Lavelli will come in to pitch. Stretch time here at Wrigley. Go grab your old styles. The Giants have tied it on a run and 2 hits in and there. It's the Giants 3, the Cubbies 3. On our MLB 82 lunchtime replay. So before we tell you about Gary Lavelli, Rich Gale, 6 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs all earned. The home run to Jay Johnstone. He's walked 4 and struck out 4. And will lead the game with no decision. Lavelle, 27th appearance for Gary. He is 8-2. He does not have a save. He has an ERA of slightly over 2.02. Last pitch 4 days ago against the Cardinals and threw a perfect inning. He has walked 11 and struck out 28. He faced the Cubs twice in their series at Candlestick and threw 4 innings combined and allowed 2 hits. Did not allow a run. No, I don't. Yep, Kuiper does that. And yeah, and I agree with Truck and Kite for the Giants. They are fun to listen to. Jay Johnstone was 1 for 2, so Lavelli, Johnstone actually hits lefties better, so I'll leave him in. So Lavelli and Bird are pitchers of record here as we start the bottom of the 7th. Struck him out, 0-2 pitch. You got me to take me out to the ball game the last time that we did the game from Wrigley. And I already sang for you once and you didn't even notice it. Gary Woods is 0 for 2. He struck out once. Lavelli deals, and there's a base hit in the left center field. Evans is actually playing short. I did not know that Darrell Evans could play short. I thought they would do a double switch, but they did not. He's a 4 at short, which isn't all that good. San Francisco's defense is suspect. Not terrible, but suspect. Junior Kennedy cannot hit lefties, and so Ryan Sandberg will pitch it here. Rhino at 237, a homer and 11 RBI. Woods on first. 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. And I like that picture of Ricky. Pitch from Lavelle. Sandberg laces this one all the way to the wall in right center. Woods will round. No, he'll hold at third. And Sandberg gets a pinch hit double. And the Cubbies are in business here in the bottom of the 7th. Well, home team announcers are supposed to be a little bit of a homer. I mean, Vinny was, of course, in subtle ways. But goodness, if you listen to Russ Hodges and Lon Simmons from back in the day for the Giants, you know, they rooted for the Giants. Doug Bird will be pinch hit 4 with 1 out. So Dougie's day is done. And enter Jody Davis at 246, 4 homers and 12 RBI. So double switches coming around. Hawk Harrelson, he gone. Oh, yeah. He made no bones about it. Harry didn't either. I mean, Chicago's used to homers. You go back and watch some of these old Cub games, especially with Jack Rickhouse. You know, someone got a base hit in the first inning, they're starting to whine and cry about it. Pitch to Davis is a little nutter down to O'Malley. Woods is going to try and score to throw to first. And Davis is out. Woods will score. 2 out, 4-3 Chicago. And frankly, I'm really surprised the computer didn't play the Cubs or the Giants defense in. So it's 4-3 Chicago. 2 out, bottom of the 7th for Buck Wills. It was 0 for 2. He has walked in, struck out. Oh, John Sterling is terrible. Ma and Pa Yankee. You know, Susan is actually good, but Sterling is terrible. He's a poor man, Jim Backus. Mr. Magoo. It is high. It is far. It is a pop up to the pitcher. Brickhouse was also the voice of the White Sox on television for years, because WGN had both the White Sox and the Cubs, and was the voice of the Bears on radio for 1,000 years, and wrestling and whatever else that they wanted him to do. And they're going to walk Wills here to face Larry Boa, who's 1 for 2. He's got a triple, scored twice, and walked. He's a real man. Yeah, Krupp's not traveling anymore. Yep, and so Krupp doesn't leave San Francisco. I'm not even sure if he's doing the Dodger games this year. Pitch to Boa, and there's a base hit to right. Clark picks it up off a hop. Sandberg will score. Wills will hold at third, and Boa's in with a double. And the Cubbies are starting to toy with the Giants. And now bring up Billy Buckner. Billy is 0 for 3 with an RBI and grounded into a double play. So runners on second and third, and 2 out. Lavelle delivers, struck him out. A 1-2 late called strike, and Lavelle will ring him up. Not before the Cubs put 2 runs and 3 hits on the board with no errors. After 7, Chicago 5, San Francisco 3. I will answer that question in just a second. Sterling is purely for the comedy. So Sandberg comes in to play third. Moreland goes in to play left. Jody Davis in his 6 arm goes in behind the plate. And we're going to get 6. Lee Smith is going to get that back. He's going to get the 6 outs and get the save. He's 4-2 with 10 saves and an ERA of 3. Now, he started 5 games for the Cubs in 1982, which will be interesting because the Cubs in real life are terrible. They're in position now to win their 31st game. He last pitched on May 31st, Memorial Day. He got the win, a clean inning and a strikeout in the win against the Padres. He pitched 5 innings in a doubleheader on May 23rd against the Giants and picked up a save in Game 1 and nothing in Game 2. He'll face the top of the lineup, Morgan, Wolford, and Davis. What do I think of Action PC's computer manager? I'm going to go with Cameron to say that one, because I don't want to break the immersion here more than I already do. I like the 19 version. I think it's a lot better. I've never really complained much about the manager. Sometimes you'll see something that's kind of wonky, but I would not be presenting this game and these streams with the computer manager if I thought that it was incompetent. It makes mistakes, but we all make mistakes. I don't think their mistakes are bad. I liked in this new version that they're a lot more aggressive on the bases. I think that's a little more realistic. It's always a challenge to beat it, which is not the same, I think, for some of the other games in the Action PC line. But I think it's fair. I think it does a good job in changing pitchers. I think that logic and the bullpen logic is good. I am surprised it didn't play the infield in, but it's just one game. It just happens to be the one that was featuring. So I'm overall very happy with the Action PC AI, which is not something I can say usually when I play Stratomatic. I haven't played Strat forever with HAL or Super HAL. But if you do a Cards Dice game, you do everything anyway. Hope that answers your question. All right, so Morgan is 1 for 3. He has singled and stole a base. So let's get the defense set for you now. Keith Moreland moves to left. He's a 6 and a 6. Ryan Sandberg now is at third. He is a 5, and Jody Davis is a 5 and a 6 behind the plate. Is it worth the upgrade? I think you're fine with the 18. There's some graphical things that are a little bit different with the 19 version, and as I said, I think the AI base running is a little bit more aggressive. I think that was probably the one. I mean, there are nitpicky things you can go through forums, but you could go through any game's forums and all you hear are complaints. I think the computer does a better job on the bases with this one, so especially with stealing. Instead of trying to steal bad runners, they try to steal everybody. So it keeps you a little more on your toes. 19 came out, I did a 3-hour stream on an ID. Came out December 20th, I think. In fact, we're going to do that with all the Action PC games on their release day, is do a first impressions one. Because the most watched video outside of the interviews I've done, and IDs, by the way, was my most watched video last month. Was the most watched stream I've ever done. So we'll do, for all 4 games, we will do release day videos. So keep that in mind. All right, Morgan's 1 for 3, and Lee Arthur got him to look at a 1-2 pitch at the bell. Strike 3, 1 out for Wolford, who's 0 for 3. We're going to get Mosi on here. I got to get Al on again. Al will be the first one I'm going to repeat, but that was already on the channel. Yeah, I'm a Strat fan too, but but you know that going in. And since Strat is a pure cards and dice game anyway, I don't have a problem playing both ends of that. It doesn't take anything away from the experience. But when you're playing a computer game like this, you really want the AI to be good. Hopefully they'll work on OOTP's in-game decisions too, just from some of the stuff I've seen from Al's channel. Wolford's 0 for 3, popped up left side, Sandberg gives chase, and that is a souvenir. Young lady, little kid there, wearing the St. Louis Cardinal shirt. That's kind of odd. Has Augie Jester as my daddy written on the shirt. That's okay. Don't know who that is. 1-2 count to Wolford. Pitch from Smith. A line drive to left. Moreland will dive and make the catch on the grass. He had 50-50 shot. He timed his dive, and he robs Wolford of a base hit. 2 out for Davis, who was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Nice play. 2 out, 5-3 Cubs, top of the 8th. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 3 left stranded for San Francisco. 5 runs, 5 hits in an error for the Cubbies. They've left 4 on. Mr. Parks needs to come on at some point, too. Pitch to Chili Davis is 0 for 3, and then it's fouled off the mask of Davis. Jody came in as a sub, is now going, what have I got to do now? So he shakes off the cobwebs, and the count is no balls and a strike. Pitch to Smith, fly ball to right, Durham is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th at Chicago 5, San Francisco 3. So Durham, Moreland, and Smith will bat. because it's a safe situation and he needs to be stretched out a bit. So Leon Durham has walked twice and is 0 for 1. Pitch to Lavelle, struck him out. So Gary got him on an 0-2 fastball for his third strikeout. So Lavelle is in line for the loss. Bird, I think, is going to get the win, and Smith will be trying for the 2-inning save. Keith Moreland is up. He started the game behind the plate. Got to cool off and move to left field. It's 75 degrees. There's hardly any wind here. Moreland is 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Pitch to Lavelle, from Lavelle. Ground ball to Morgan. Over to Smith, and there's 2 out. And the Cubs will sacrifice Lee Arthur here. Lee went 1 for 16 on the year. This is his first at-bat in 1982. Clinton is such a nice, quiet, lovable teddy bear type of a personality. Pitch. Strike 3, they got him. 0-2 pitch on the outside corner. So Lee Smith takes the mound to start the 9th. We go to the top of the 9th. It'll be Reggie Smith, Jack Clark, and maybe O'Malley here for the Giants to face Lee, who's in a save situation. Cubs would go to 31-22 with the win. The Giants would fall to 2 games under 500. Reggie is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. And lines this one to right. Durham moves over into right center, and there's 1 out. That brings up Jack Clark. Jack is 1 for 3 with a single. So next week, one incredible Wednesday, St. Louis at Montreal, California at Milwaukee. Those are the Wednesday games, and we'll look real quick to see what I picked out for next Saturday. That will be the Thursday game. So good stuff coming at you next week on Retro Sports Network. Pitch to Clark. It's a ground ball, base hit up the middle, and so Jack is on. And let's see what they do with Tom O'Malley, who is 1 for 3. He is the tying run at the plate. Milt May is on deck. Must have been. So Dave Bergman will pinch hit for O'Malley. Dave is at .315 on the year with 7 RBI. He has 4 home runs in his real life dance card. And so Smith needs to be careful here. 1 out, 1 on, top of the 9th, 5-3 Chicago. Pitch to Bergman. Popped up, Buckner by the dugout. No. So it's a ball and 2 strikes today, Bergman. Bergman hits righties at a 284 clip. Smith stingy against the lefties at a 233. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to right. Back goes Durham, and he makes the catch just shy of the track. And so 2 out. And Milt May, who was 1 for 2, and if you're thinking he's going to tie this game up, he's got a 1% chance of doing it. So Smith gets his sign. May had an RBI single in the 7th. 5-3 Cubs. Even I don't get that one. Pretty guy for DJ. I don't even get that, but ID's older than I am. Pitch to May. There's a fly ball to right. Back goes Durham, and he makes the catch. The Cubs win. Cubs win. So the W, obedience eats all. Oh, yeah. So fly a W over the scoreboard tonight. The Cubbies will win this one 5-3. And so Doug Bird is the word. He goes to 5-3 on the year. 7 inning. We told you that already. Lee Smith, a 6-out save for his 11th. He allowed a hit and struck out 1. Lavelle takes the loss. He didn't pitch all that well. He goes to 8-3. 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Jay Johnstone gave the Cubs the lead in the 2nd with a solo shot. That was a bomb in the left center field. Keith Moreland made it 2-0 on a sac fly in the fourth, and then Rich Gale, of all people, does his best for the no DH crowd with a 2-run monster shot that was thrown back in to make it 2-2 in the fifth. Billy Buckner scored one on a fielder's choice to give the Cubs the lead. Cub the lead 3-2. Milt May singled home O'Malley in the seventh to make it 3-3, and then Gary Lavelli kind of let it get away from him. Jody Davis broke the tie on a fielder's choice, and Larry Bowa drove in Ryan Sandberg on a double to make it 5-3 Chicago. Your Miller Lite MVP of the game is going to be Lee Smith for his 6-out save. And, of course, Bob Brenly will have a nice little package from the National League president following his harassment of Jose Feliciano earlier in the game. So there you have it. Final score, Chicago 5, St. Louis 3. We'll go back to me for a second. As we play, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only 9 games on this Saturday. There had to have been some rainouts. The other scores from this Saturday: Milwaukee downs Oakland 9-8 in 11 innings. Raleigh Fingers gets his 6th win. Ricky Henderson 2 for 5 with his 4th home run and 2 RBI. Reds shut out the Mets 1-0. How about that? Mario Soto goes to 5-6. Montreal 8, Atlanta 5. Bill Gullickson goes to 5-3. Dale Murphy now has 16 home runs. He flunked 2 in the loss. Philadelphia beat Houston 11-2. Lavonda Hicks is 3 for 5. Los Angeles downs the Cardinals 3-1. Fernando Valenzuela goes to 9-2. I've still yet to do a Fernando game. The White Sox beat the Rangers 7-1. Britt Burns goes to 5-3. Tony Bernazard, who just lit it up in our game last night, 1 for 5 with his 4th home run of the year. Baltimore beat Minnesota 8-3. Mike Flanagan goes to 7-1. Eddie Murray with his 12th home run. And the Angels beat the Red Sox 4-2. Bruce Keeson beat John Tudor. Bobby Grich with his 8th home run. So, St. Louis at Montreal, Baltimore at Milwaukee, and California at Chicago is a Saturday game. So it looks like I'm going to do St. Louis and Montreal in the afternoon, be the Tuesday afternoon game. California and Milwaukee will be the primetime game, and then California and Chicago will be the Thursday afternoon game. Of course, that's at Comiskey Park. Don't forget my good buddy Andrew Martin, 5:15 this afternoon. An hour and a half of hijinks with him. We'll talk about his books and just being a baseball fan in general. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. Thank you so much. It means a lot that you were here. We'll talk to you later on this afternoon for the Ron Juckett Show. Until then, so long, everybody.